How many people did you go to high school with? Keep that number in your head. Now calculate 1.3% of those individuals. I went to high school with 1,949 people. If I calculate 1.3% of those people, I get 25 individuals. If at random I chose 25 people from my high school, I feel confident that I would know some of those people. 1.3% is a very important percentage because it's the percentage of people in the United States who will struggle with schizophrenia at some point throughout their life. Hundreds of thousands of people every year struggle with this disorder. Some people struggle so much that they will lose their jobs, careers, even end up homeless. It's important that we educate ourselves and create awareness so that we can take action and help thousands of people every year. That's why I've created the Self-Guide Help to Schizophrenia. This guide helps people get the right treatment at the right times throughout their struggle with schizophrenia. There's 3 phases of schizophrenia. Before the person is diagnosed with the disorder but still having active phase symptoms. During, which is when that person is having the heaviest treatment phase as well as struggling the most with this disorder. After is when they're on the road to recovery and regaining their healthy and happy life. At this point, it's very important that we have the correct treatment to not have a relapse. There's also 3 imperative parts of treatment. Individually, that the person is wanting the treatment and pushing themselves to recover. Medically, that they're getting the right medical treatment as well as the right medication. And family and group, that they're having the right family support and family help to get on the road to recovery. The first stage we're going to talk about is the before stage. The most important part of the before stage is being aware of the signs and symptoms of schizophrenia. The most common symptoms of schizophrenia are a sudden change in behavior, a loss of friends and family and pulling away from them, and also having paranoia. Hearing, seeing, or feeling things that are not really there, or having paranoid feelings or thoughts about things they never had before. It's very important that we identify these symptoms. Many times, these symptoms are just passed off as depression, a change in someone's life, or even just a stage in their life. Many people go for years with these symptoms, but never identify that they're struggling with schizophrenia. Once we identify these, it's important that we get the correct help. Individually, it's very important for a person to start logging a diary of their behavior. This way, it's easy for them to see a change in their behavior over a period of time. Medically, oftentimes work or school will have free counseling. By going to a counselor, they'll be able to get them on the right track to treatment. Also, seeing a medical professional such as a psychologist or a therapist, they will be able to be diagnosed and get them in a heavy treatment process. Friends and family, it's very important to have a support system and have the communication with them to help them understand what they are struggling with. Once they have been diagnosed, they will be in the during stage of schizophrenia. This stage is the heaviest stage of treatment as well as the heaviest struggling phase and the heaviest symptom phase. Individually, it's still very important for them to be keeping the journal of their behavior. Also, for them to accept their diagnosis and accept what they are dealing with. This way, the person will be able to set an action plan and set goals and expectations for themselves to get on the road to recovery. Medically, most patients will go into an inpatient treatment program that's very rigorous. During this treatment program, they will help evaluate themselves and get them onto the road to recovery. Also, medication is a very important part of this. Having the correct medication and taking it at the correct time and at the correct dosage is very important. This will help subdue the symptoms and help the person understand reality and what they're dealing with. Family and group, it's very important that the family understands what the individual is dealing with and that the individual understands that the family is here to help and here to support them. Group therapy is also very important. Having the group therapy will often help them reconnect with friends and also build relationships with individuals. The during phase is the most heavy part of treatment. After the heaviest part of treatment, they're on the road to recovery. This puts them in the after stage. During the after stage, they will be regaining their life, and we want to provide them with any help possible to eliminate the chance of having a relapse. For an individual, we need to still have that diary. By having a log of their behavior, it will help them see any type of regress or that they are going into a relapse. Also, setting the expectations and goals for themselves is very important. Medically, they still need to seek some type of medical help. It might be treatment once a week. Also, the medication is very important. This is the largest reason people go into a relapse, is not taking medication correctly or at the right time. With friends and family, it's still very important that they have that support system and that the family and friends are evaluating their behavior to help them identify any change in behavior that they might be going into a relapse. If we combined all 3 areas of treatment through all 3 phases of schizophrenia, it will help them have a quicker recovery time and eliminate the chance of a relapse. By educating ourselves and using the self-help guide to schizophrenia, it will help us create awareness and be able to take action. We'll be able to help thousands of people every year who are struggling with this disorder. We'll be able to identify the symptoms, help them get into the correct treatment programs, and help them get back to their normal lives and live productive and happy lives once again.